Hey there, boys and girls. Today I'm going to be doing Behemoth with Fenward and Edward Elric. It's going to be my third clear for the weekend. Probably going to be my last clear until we get some new units. Or if Wild Hair strikes me again. Still taking the same support team because I can't beat this fight without Cecil and Vaughn apparently. LOL. We need to use no more than 3 items to defeat Behemoth in 30 turns. Beat him with a limit burst. Like I said, we're taking Fenward and Edward Elric. I thought last time I used these guys, it would be their last foray into a boss fight, but I think they can make the turn count, especially with this really nice team. Aiden is going to be here for his triple cast white magic. He has equipped heavy armor, so he can wear Gonzy armor. Hopefully he gets the 50% death immune works. If not, we can take care of him with Vaughn. Eurasia is here because she has amazing buffs and mitigations. I really think Eurasia might be the MVP of Behemoth. Well, no, that probably goes to Vaughn. Vaughn is going to be our breaker tank. He's death immune, full evasion. Vaughn's amazing. He's a beautiful man. Cecil is going to be our magic tank. I went with bulk this time. Not sure which way is probably best. I went with bulk the first time. I went with evasion the second time. Now I'm going back to bulk. We're doing wind damage, so I buffed up his wind resist. And he's status immune and all that good stuff. Fenward is going to be my damage dealer for this one. It's got the Yin Yang Dual Hand and Sea Dragons, the only 2 STMRs that she's using besides her own, which was free. I think most people have Sea Dragon by now, so, you know, it's an option. I doubt most people are still using Fenward as your damage unit, but in case you are, we're going to do a clear for you. Edward Elric is going to be the carry. He has a wind weapon on, so we don't have to worry with his imbue. He loses his triple cast quite a bit. That's why I like keeping a weapon, an elemental weapon on him, or an external. In this case, it's going to be an elemental weapon. Fenward pretty much has triple cast all the time, so she can get her own imbue. Other than that, he's got evasion and demon and beast killer. Lots of attack on him too. We've got 30 turns to do this, so you know, if you can't gear up quite as well as me, I think you've got some extra turns to do it. I would like to get this in under 20 turns. I think it's possible. With Aiden, we'll do a defense and spirit buff and just give him a mirage, Cecil a mirage on turn 1, kind of ease into this fight a little bit. Behemoth's been kind of rude ever since I just obliterated him with Kuja. He's been resisting my breaks and causing bad things to happen to me, especially around the 50% mark, which I do not like. Eurasia get some mitigations out. Vaughn will get Wind Imperil and a couple full breakdowns. And then we'll just get Fenward to use her cooldown and a Wind Imbue. Edward Elric will use his cooldown and Hammer of the Gods. I really regret on my ace clear that I used Vaughn's like 75% break, because now I don't know how quick I could have killed it with ace. Some rampages, all that goes out. If this boss will just quit resisting my breaks, I feel like I could get this clear in. The last one would have been good because he resisted my break 3 times, but when I go into the 50%, you know, it's just not going to work out. Actually, let me do a dispel first and a couple Curagas. First with Cecil, because Edward Elric takes so much mana, let's do MP recovery, put a re-raise on him just in case Behemoth starts resisting breaks because he's terrible. And into the light. The reason I do that first is because Cecil hurts himself and I want to make sure to heal that up with Dr. Aiden. And then we'll get some killer buffs out to our damage units. We'll re-break the boss and we'll get ready to start triple casting. Now you can check the boss every single turn to make sure your breaks are landing if you want to. That's a lot of min-maxing for me. Most of the time I can recover it. It just depends on when the boss resists my breaks. Like right there, he resisted my defense break. Vaughn's supposed to be carrying me, guys, and Vaughn can't even break. You have one job, Vaughn, and that's to break the boss, and you can't even do it. Golly gee. One job. Can't even get it right. The reason I know that is because, like, on my previous stamp, I did 9% on the first turn. Alrighty, Eurasia will get some Demon Killer to my damage units. We'll dispel the boss, re-imperil, and re-break the boss, hopefully. We'll get a defense and spirit buff, and into the dark. Let's switch over to Hammer of the Gods and 2 Automail Blades. You kind of got to ping pong Edward Elric around a little bit, get a little bit more damage out of him. Okay, I was about to say, he resisted my breaks again. 86%, 85% first threshold, so we kind of lucked into getting like right above that. Very nice. Cecil's in dark stance now. I think with him, we have an active re-raise, so we'll do an MP recovery into the light and a cover. You never want your cover to drop off when you're playing these shenanigans with Cecil. On my first couple clears, all I did was basically just stance swap him a lot. That way I didn't make that mistake, but I'm getting a little bit more ballsy now that we've done this trial a bunch. Get our mitigations back for Cecil. We'll try to break the boss again, and we'll triple cast. That's another reason why I like keeping a re-raise on Cecil. If one of your breaks does resist, like, you know, you've got that re-raise there, you can at least recover it unless you're in the 50% mark. It's very hard to do it at that point. Now we push the threshold. Aiden's going to get targeted for a death. Let's see here. Cecil can do defense and spirit buff and into the dark. We'll dispel. Let's go ahead and get some killer buffs back out. Vaughn can re-break, and we'll go back to Hammer of the God and Automail Blade. Using Edward Elric, they kind of makes me want to go back to watching some Full Metal Alchemist. We push the 70% threshold, so Eurasia is going to get targeted after this. Hopefully, Aiden immunes this death. If he doesn't, we'll recover it with Vaughn. I would prefer to keep Vaughn's like cooldown dispel available, just in case I get into a pickle. He did. He immuned it. That's really good. Really, really lucky. Alright, how's Cecil's cover looking? He's got 2 turns. Very nice. Let's do MP recovery, put a re-res on Cecil and into the light. Dr. Aiden can dispel, Eurasia. How's your mitigations going? Yeah, let's get mitigations back up. I believe she got targeted. We'll re-break with Vaughn. We're down to double cast because our triple cast cooldown is wore off with Edward Elric. We'll do the same thing with Fenward. We'll re-imbue Wind and just change. Getting closer to that 50% threshold. It's kind of okay that it works out like this. I would rather be a little bit further along with the boss at this point, but since I have to reuse, like, you know, my cooldown with Edward Elric, it's okay. Alright, Cecil. Let's get him, since he's in light stance, let's get him to revive Eurasia and do Into the Dark. That way we can just keep repeating with Aiden because I'm a lazy boy. Alright, let's go. No comparison between his Hammer of the Gods. I'm going to let Adele stay with her imbue and chain. Basically because this isn't a damage turn for us, this is a rebuff turn, so I'm not really worried about it. So far, so good. We haven't had any breaks, well, any offensive breaks resist. He's resisted my defense break once. Such a rude boy. Alrighty, let's have Cecil do MP recovery, Into the Light, and a magic cover. Aiden can dispel and heal. How are we doing on those mitigations from Eurasia? We got 1 turn. Those are killers. We need Demon Killer? Demon Killer? Vaughn can attempt to break the boss and re-imperil the boss. Please, Vaughn, don't screw me up now. And we'll start triple casting again. I doubt we'll push the 50%, so I'm totally fine with going, you know, into this boss right here. Might be at 51% or so. 52, okay, very nice. Sometimes people, I guess, get curious on how I know where my damage is going to be, I run this a few times before I record, so I kind of have an idea of where my units are going to be at as far as where their damage is going. Alright, let's get mitigations back up with Eurasia. Let's dispel. Re-break. Now we're going to go under the 50% right here. So we want to go into the dark and use his cooldown. Yep, his magic mitigation cooldown. And he's got 3 turns of cover, and he has a re-res, he's got a defense and spirit buff, and he has his cover. So we should be good to go into this threshold right here. Let's go triple cast. And we want to get out of this as fast as possible. We do not want to mess around in this 30%. Our 50 to 30% mark. Put some really good damage into the boss. I feel like we can get out of it in 2 turns. Like this turn, or 2 turns after this. 3 turns total. Very nice. And someone else mentioned in the other video that I don't need to dispel him. On some of the other clears, it didn't really matter to me. On this clear, it kind of does. So I'll show you a different variant of how to do this in case you want to be more protective of Cecil. As long as you get into this, you should be fine. Like, technically he's got, you know, this turn he'll be safe, so I could just repeat. But another thing you can do is have Dr. Aiden use a couple, or use one of his cooldowns to heal up, and then put a Magus over on Cecil. He ain't gonna die now. I think we need Beast Killer. Yeah, we need Beast Killer from Eurasia. We can just reload Vaughn. Just try to get him to re-break. Cecil into the light and a couple magic covers. Edward Elric. We'll use Automail Blade ×3. Still with chaining. Should be really close to 30%. Very nice. So we'll definitely get out of it, you know, on this turn. Like I said, he has 2 turns on his mitigation. So if you're going to be in this a little bit longer, you know, hey, there's a suggestion for you. Let his mitigation run out with his cooldown, and then you can use Dr. Aiden's Magus to kind of keep him going. If you need to stay in this phase a little bit longer. Re-raise is fine too. It just depends on when he re-raises, if that will affect you at all. Okay, let's get Eurasia to put some mitigations up. He dispelled himself this turn. Cecil will do a defense and spirit buff and go into the dark, because we did cover last turn, didn't I? Yes. Alright. Okay, we're good. Sorry, I'm getting crazy. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and heal up and use our other Magus. That way we get out of this for sure. Triple cast, Hammer of the God, Automail Blade. Should have a couple of turns. Yeah, we got one more turn on the Wind Imbue. I think this is going to be the last triple cast turn for Edward Elric as well. We should go to 25%. Unless the boss resists the defense break. Come on, game. That's okay. We can get set back up and then push harder into this. Or we could just, I think maybe the better way of doing it, we'll just push on in as 25%, and we'll let Adele die, and then we'll have 2 good damage turns. Alrighty. Go double cast, Wind Imbue, and a chain. We'll do a double cast. Automail Blade. Where are you? Automail Blade. Let's get Dr. Aiden to dispel. A couple of heals. That's what do we need? Demon Killer, right? And Cecil's got, yeah, we're good. Right, we'll do some Demon Killer. Sorry. Gotta put my concentration cap on for just a second. Cecil is in dark. We're going to be fine on MP, so we'll just do Into the Light and a couple covers. Let's go ahead and try to push this 25%. Alright, cool. Now Adele's going to be targeted for a death attack. I'm just going to sit through this. I want to just defend Edward Elric and let this death attack happen. Instead of trying to keep pushing. I'm at turn 12. I've got 30 turns to do this. There's no reason to be in a hurry right now. Because the buffs got... because of the resisted defense breaks, you know, right now would be the time we would use no comparison between us and whatnot. We should be a... Don't worry about it. Let's just defend these guys. We're just going to let them die. Or let Adele die. We'll dispel the boss. Do a couple of heals. Re-break the boss. So do I need a magic cover? I got plenty of magic cover. Okay, cool. We will do a defense and spirit buff and Into the Dark. Eurasia. Really no reason for her to put a killer buff up right now because Adele's getting ready to die. So we'll just maintain our mitigations. We're probably going to take one death with Edward Elric because of how this is shaking out for us. I don't know. We'll see. If anything, you guys can like get from this video that sometimes your breaks get resisted and you have to make an alternate plan. We'll dispel. We'll get Eurasia to revive Adele. Hell, just use your buff. Do something productive. We'll just triple cast Into the Light, Paladin Protection. Bond can re-break. Edward Elric, he's going to regenerate plenty of MP, so we'll just keep defending him. Now on this next turn, we're going to set back up with both of our damage units and try to plow through this boss ASAP. I know he resisted something he shouldn't. Such bad hits. It's probably I shouldn't have dispelled him. I should have just left it alone. I had breaks on him. Lord have mercy. Alright, let's use cooldown, Wind Imbue. Cooldown, Chain. Yes. There we go. Vaughn can just attempt to put brakes on the boss. For the love of God. We'll get some killer buffs. Give it to our guys. Let's Cecil into do a defense and spirit buff. And a magic cover. Oh, he's got plenty of magic cover. Okay, we're cool. Do a defense and spirit buff and Into the Dark. Dr. Aiden. Since we don't need the dispel with you right here, and some fishy stuff is going on with Cecil, we'll do a couple heals and put a re-raise over there. Keep him safe and secure. There we go. Very nice. Our mitigations fell off with Eurasia, so we got to put those back up. Maybe that would have been a better thing to do last turn. Let's do that, and Dr. Aiden can do triple white, do a dispel, and a couple Kiragas. Vaughn can break the boss. We'll triple cast with our damage dealers. Cecil can go Into the Light. I feel like I should use his magic mitigation cooldown here. Don't want to come this far and lose, right? So we're going to chain. We're going to be around 15%-ish. 15%. Okay, cool. We're going to... Yeah, we're good. We're going to triple cast. Sub 10%. He's going to target, and then we're going to kill him the next turn. So unless we have some break resist or shenanigans going on, we should be fine. Jesus Christ, boss. I know he's resisting my attack breaks. Let's dispel. Heal up Cecil. Get a defense and spirit buff. Go into the dark. Got plenty of magic cover. Alright. Eurasia. No. Eurasia will get Demon Killer over to our chainers. Let's use Hammer of the God. Automel Blade. Let's get Vaughn to re-break. Chain into the boss. This will push him around 5%, right? Very nice. So we should be good on the next turn. Kill the boss. Very nice. You know, right now, just so I know that we get our kill and we don't have to worry about this, I'm going to have Vaughn do a Salt Strike, a Wind Imperil, and a full breakdown. That way we take off the immunity. Edward Elric can triple cast Automel Blade. Cecil can use his Limit Burst, so we get killed with Limit Burst credit. Everything looks pretty good. Let's chain these off. Let them start doing a little bit of damage. Send Cecil off. As long as he hits into the overkill, we get all missions. 18 turns, not bad. It would have been maybe 16 or 17 if we didn't get our defense break resisted so many times. Cecil had some close calls because I believe Behemoth was doing a little break resistance shenanigans, but Cecil's a strong boy. He survived quite nicely. And I'm definitely done with this fight for the rest of the weekend. Hope you guys liked the video. I know most people probably didn't need this video. This is for entertainment purposes only. Have a good rest of the week. Toodaloo.